for so long, qualifying to get there, and couldn't get to the jumping pit because, and I'm not blaming him. I am blaming management. I am blaming management. I'm putting the blame squarely on management because if you knew that the distance between, well, you're not hearing the PA from where,
then
from
someone needs to be
300 meters.
stationed at that point.
And cell phone, walk. Well, I mean, they may not have walkie-talkie there, but I mean, you are involved in track and
field. They are supposed to be equipped with these things because these things are a necessity for what you are doing. If you are in one position, this is where the call room is, and he's having therapy done on whatever part of his body, 300 meters away. You're not going to hear what's going on in the call room.
Inform everybody that we're going down there.
Exactly.
Just listen out for me, so. And then, you know, even though they may not have, but let me say they don't have a mobile phone, or they don't have something like a walkie-talkie to really communicate. They could have been a relay in terms of I from so I run down there and give you some. This question was they said 300 meters,
300 meters away,
and they couldn't hear. That was really poor. And if just put yourself in the athletes' boots at this time.
Yep.
I mean, I train hard, I qualify, and I'm going out there to put myself up there. I can actually put food on my family's table if I go there and do good. I get a gold medal. I might get a contract somewhere.
Of course.
I can't compete not because of injury. I can't compete not because of something unforeseen. And I'm not calling this unforeseen. This was pure mismanagement.
Of course,
and I even saw the president, Mr. Commission, basically apologizing today. And he was basically saying that something went wrong out there. And
definitely. I definitely think that there was some mix-up. And I mean, we don't know what happened, but I would say that if you know you're going out there to do a particular job, you need to be very accurate in what you are doing.
And you know, that takes me back to some years. I think it was an Olympic game when we had some problems, and the chef de mission, I can't remember his name, and while he is supposed to be actually protesting on our behalf, this man on NBC doing interviews. This man on NBC doing interviews, and Trinidad and Tobago, they're fighting because they disqualified us for something. And basically we were home saying, but they need to protest this. And by the time the protest got in, it was already too late.
Yes.
So hence the reason we now have Santana and someone else, Miss
From Barbados?
Yes. No, I'm talking about Tobagonians who are now the young lady Santana, Lima Santana is now the chef de mission because we replaced him. He was really poor. So I'm saying when we are sending people out there, ensure that they are competent to do the work. You ain't going for a joyride. You ain't going to try to make money on this side.
Exactly.
You know, that's not. I mean,
and it
really
looks so bad. It really looks bad where we are concerned because it just shows a level of incompetency. It doesn't show that. It shows that, you know, they don't have the interests of the athletes at heart. I mean, imagine that athlete sitting there getting therapy for whatever injury, preparing himself mentally, only to hear when he gets up that you missed your car one. That thing to cry.
Man, somebody was feeling the hurt, you know. Somebody was feeling the hurt out there in a way, and that was really poor. So I hope that you know, I think that they normally travel with a psychologist or somebody who would probably treat that mental aspect of the thing. And of course, you know, today was really a heavy day for the sporting fraternity, both football and cricket.
Definitely.
And I'm speaking about the passing of a former TFA president, Tobago Football Association president, also a former Tobago Cricket Association president, Mr. Neil Beckles. And you know, when I joined the Cricket Association, he was already a member under, I think, I joined under a guy, Mr. Ignatius Trim, better known as Meti. And what I remember of Mr. Beckles, you know, as a member of the as the association, when it comes to knowledge, without even reading the Constitution, Mr. Beckles can give you that information, institutional knowledge on point. He brought a calming present to the association. When we had related disputes, he will sit, he will listen, and then he will come in with his piece. And everyone listens. Everyone listened because of his knowledge. He said that he served in every single elected position, from president to first vice president to second vice president to secretary to treasurer, longest standing member of the Tobago Cricket Association. And to hear of his sudden death today, you know, it did something to the members of the Cricket Association. You know, we were really hoping that he would have recovered from his illness, but I often believe that the Almighty, He knows best. He knows best. But I must say condolences to the family, the friends of Mr. Beckles. everyone would tell you that Mr. Beckles was such a nice human being.
Nice, cool gentleman.
Yes, really. Yeah. Love his pan. But when it comes to cricket, he always gave that support to cricket in the legal part of it, in terms of development and mentoring persons as well. He would have done that in cricket. I'm told that he was the same when it comes to football.
Right.
And of course he ventured into politics. You know that goes sometimes. You know, so condolences to the friends and family of Mr. Beckles.
Of course.
And of course may his soul rest in eternal peace.
Okay.
So Camille, we do have an interview lined up tonight.
Yes, we do.
We're going to talk to Dr. Angus, about tennis. I didn't get the opportunity to go down to Shaw Park and take in the tennis, the RBC Junior Tennis Tournament. But we're going to hear much more from Mr.
From him. We're going to get his views, all the information directly from him.
Because there's also Davis Cup happening in Trinidad as well at the National Racket Center. So we're going to talk about that. And of course, much more. And as I said before, feel free to send us, you can join the live and leave your comments there if you want us to discuss anything that we feel that we haven't discussed, or you want to raise a particular topic that you want to hear our views from. And of course, there's the number 284-6597, 284-6597. Remember, we are interactive, so you want to get your views on so many different things that, sporting wise.
Of course, let us know what you're thinking. Let us know what is your perspective on sports in Tobago, sports in Trinidad and Tobago. Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, so we're going to take a break.
Yes, we're going to take a break.
And we're going to return with more Inside the Game.
Yes.
Let's go! Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us. Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us. Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Let's go!
Hey, welcome back to Inside the Game. Thank you so much for joining us on this beautiful Thursday evening in Tobago. We are live on Tobago Sports Live on Tobago Updates. And of course, we have been joined by our guest tonight, Dr. Angus. Good evening and welcome to Inside the Game.
Hi, good evening. Thanks for having me.
Fantastic, man. You're looking fit and strong, man. You playing tennis as well?
Yes, I still.
You still play?
Yes.
You still sweat for the seniors or the youngsters?
Oh no, I can't do the youngsters.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. You know, over the past week or two, I mean, passing in Shaw Park, I've seen some activity taking place there, and I was told that this was the RBC Junior Tennis Tournament. I mean, share with us. I mean, what would have transpired?
Okay. Well, the week and a half before that, was the activity leading up to the RBC. RBC lasted for a week.
Right.
It's our signature tournament. RBC has been with us for over 20 years. I'm told it's close to around 27 years.
In Tobago only?
In Tobago. No. They do a tournament in
as well.
Right.
Okay.
But they are main title sponsors in terms of our local tournament.
Right.
So it's a season tournament, and they've been with us for a long time. Basically, historically, this was a let me before I go back. Let me just currently what's happening because of COVID, everything had been scaled down.
Right.
We didn't have the flights, so the numbers were small.
Oh, so you had persons from outside Trinidad?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that.
We used to have. Typically, it's a Trinidad and Tobago tournament, and basically, it's one of the slated national tournaments that you can get points. So that will affect your ranking nationally. Right. But we've had in the past where visitors would come in from other islands just to play, and because the competition was strong. Historically, we usually have on the junior. It used to be a junior and senior tournament. It was a very robust tournament. We used to have around over 100. Normally, we'd have over 120 juniors participating, and also seniors. So that tournament would run straight 7 days, and we'll wrap up about 12 midnight.
Right.
But because of COVID and recent years, we've had downturn and stuff. The numbers are pretty small.
This time around.
This time around.
Okay, and you think it's just basically due to COVID?
Yeah, and what happened also? Yes, it goes back to COVID because tennis wasn't really we couldn't be too active prior to about May, June.
Yeah, because I remember being jealous passing in Shaw Park when other sports couldn't play. Yeah. I saw fellas playing tennis.
Right, because we naturally were...
You're not contact.
There's no contact. So, and we just followed certain guidelines.
Yes.
And, it helped that after the 2021 scenario, the U.S. Open happened, and and the ITF actually put out pretty good guidelines in terms of how to handle a tournament, that kind of stuff. So we just followed that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So how many persons would have participated in this year's tournament? And if did
just under 50, and we did have some participants from Trinidad, even though it was a small number.
Only Trinidad, but not outside of Trinidad.
No, outside of Trinidad.
Okay. And tell us about some of the winners if you have that information.
Well, yeah, I do have some of them. We do have some youngsters that are pretty, promising.
Right.
And basically, what's happened? This RBC has served as a warm-up tournament to what's happening in Trinidad next week. Because
what's happening in Trinidad next week?
They have 3 international tournaments back to back to back.
Right.
Which never happens. And this is the first year, and it might not have happened again. Actually, one of those tournaments
is that ITF
okay. Sanctioned tournament. So ITF has this world tour for juniors that goes to all countries.
Right.
And basically, with the ITF, you can have probably 50 countries represented.
Okay.
And we have tried them in Trinidad.
This is happening in Trinidad.
Yeah, but one of those tournaments actually belong to us.
When I say us, Tobago?
Tobago, yeah. Because what happened is because our courts are a little bit in need of repair.
Right.
The stipulation we cannot host that tournament.
Okay.
So
you have to go to
we just give it to Trinidad for safekeeping for a while. So we just hope to get our courts repaired, and so because it's a huge thing. I mean, it's a major impact on the community. International people come in, visitors come in, that kind of stuff.
So you will have Tobagonians going to compete in Trinidad.
Yeah, they have to go. Yeah.
And this tournament where ITF is now coming to Trinidad, is this as a result of the Racket Center now becoming nothing?
No, it's the Racket Center definitely helps because they're now hosting the Davis Cup, which is a big thing.
Yes, this big.
Right. So and so it puts us in a position now to be the hub of tennis for the Caribbean.
Yeah.
So Tobago really needs to piggyback on that because what can happen if we have 3 tournaments, 2 in Trinidad and 1 in Tobago. What happens is that the folks don't have to travel to different countries to get 3 back to back to back. The only place this happens sometimes is in Central America and Mexico can do 2 back to back, that kind of stuff. So it's a very, we really need to get back on the ball. Yeah.
So the next tournament in Tobago, because as you said, the court is not up to standard to host the ITF. Any other events happening?
No, not for this. Well, we might have another RBC tournament a little later on in the year in prep for the end of year thing. We're not sure yet, but we're thinking of that. but then we really haven't set our calendar for next year yet. So we're kind of banking on getting back a couple of those courts, and then we can really fully plan.
So coming out of COVID, I mean, you are the president?
No, I'm the vice president, but why I'm here tonight because I was the tournament director for the tournament. Okay. Right. So
So coming out of this is the first major tournament since COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, what have you found of the players? I mean, some got.
Well, no, I think really the overall standard is still there.
Right.
We still have a ways to go to really compete properly on the international level.
Right.
You know, for the ITF, I really want to see at least some of our youngsters making the semis and that kind of stuff. On the 14s, I think is a good stock of players we have, but on the 8 is the way you get tested because
that's where on the 14
in ITF you have the under 14 and you have the under 18s. In RBC we have all categories.
Okay.
So you know, try and prep them. So basically we do have a decent under 14 stock, and some in the under 18. I think we can progress into the later rounds. Okay. I'm hoping. Yeah.
And who are some of those persons that you can see a big name like probably your Hansi Williams and some of
names? In the under 18 level on the boys side, I see Shea Millington.
Shea Millington, right?
Right. I see also the couple of the other youngsters, Christopher Roberts also. And basically, you know, on the boys side. On the girls side, we have Christiana Hills and Charlotte Reddy.
Right, I know Reddy.
In the making, you know, and what we hope they can make a dent. In the under 14 level, you have Permel. We have one promising young. He's only 12 now, though, and he's Christiana's brother, Josiah Hills. He's pretty good. And there is another Permel on the under 14 level. That you know we do have some hope. We hope that they go forward.
And do you see tennis as really attractive as the track and field and football? That you have people coming into tennis now.
It's really the hype, you know.
It's the hype,
and it's really incumbent on tennis to really create that hype.
Right.
You know, we have to grow to basically get the audience. Once we grow in terms of the youngsters and on the senior side, then we'll get the hype. Yeah. Once we have more participating. No, my plug for tennis is that it's a lifetime sport.
It's a lifetime sport because you're still playing.
Exactly. You know, so and many, I have a lot of folks older than myself, younger than myself, still playing. Yeah. And it's a very social sport because you know I studied abroad for a while, and it was one of the sports that you could find a tennis court easily, and they have tennis clubs that are pretty active, and that's the kind of thing that we want to do with Crusoe Isle.
Yeah, and that's you know I like where you raise that point that you can find a tennis facility anyway. In Tobago, you go in all the communities. You have a hard court with a tennis court as well, and it's not being used.
Well, this is the thing. Tobago is pretty lucky, pretty fortunate to have a lot of these facilities, but we need more people to come out. Now, another plug for tennis. Yeah, you can walk and you can run, but that's a linear thing. Tennis side by side, you're torquing, you're turning, you're jumping, you're squatting. You
have to be physically fit.
And you can get there. You know and adults can start. It's actually much easier now to learn the game.
Right.
No, because they have these special balls that don't bounce as quickly as the yellow, so you can easy to practice the stroke. So it's much easier to learn now.
Yeah. But do you think we have the potential here to produce a Wimbledon player?
Well, it's the pathway. You have to design a pathway. The issue is, you know, the youngsters have to make that choice. And it's a hard choice. I had to make that choice when I was growing up because I was into football. But back then they didn't have the support system.
Right.
In terms of you're doing your academics and the support system, you're doing academics as well as sports. Nowadays you do have that kind of support. You have homeschooling, like you can look at academies. So it's for us to design a path. We're still learning that path.
Right.
Now, one of the initial path that can work is the college system. Because we have produced players historically that make it into, that get scholarships to go away. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we had a group in about the 2016, 2018 group that we had about, I'm sure about 5-6 scholarships.
Right.
From our club.
This is Crusoe Isle.
Yeah.
Is that the only club in Tobago in terms of tennis? Okay. Or the only active club?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to play tennis, you need to join Crusoe Isle.
You don't necessarily have to join Crusoe Isle. But in terms of if you want to get proper lessons, so you know how
Coach
to
Williams and
and you can approach, and with the coaches are they're easily approachable. Just approach say you are interested, and they'll design a program for you.
Is there support for tennis in Tobago in terms of the THA?
In the past, yes. I mean, I understand the new administration and they have some probably major
to
play. But in the past, the THA gave us a lot of
support, right?
Because in terms of the ITF tour throughout the Caribbean, you have the ABC countries, Aruba, all of those come right down, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, Barbados, and we used to do those tours. Our youngsters used to do those tours,
and we used to get the support.
Tours. And a matter of fact, coming out of that, those tours, that group, are some of the scholarship winners that we have.
And those tours are important in terms, as you mentioned, rankings and points.
Exactly.
And points and these different things. And I mean, come back to the I really wanted to get an idea of what tennis, where is tennis in Tobago, and coming back to this RBC Junior. It's RBC Junior Championships, right?
Right.
And you're the director.
The tournament director.
Any challenges you guys got from
the budget.
The budget.
Okay. Well, in the last 2 years, everything has gone up.
Yes.
So it was a little bit test in terms of trying to pull it off.
Right.
Luckily, unluckily, the numbers weren't too great. We had to cut back on some things, but really, that's really the thing, the budget.
Cutting back on some things like PR as well, because to be very honest with you, I heard nothing about
Right.
I mean, thankfully, I passed there and I saw the banner up and people playing as
well. Right.
Is that a challenge for you guys in terms of getting information out to the public, or have you heard that before? That people not getting information?
The thing of it is, new administration, but I'm not dodging.
No,
I get your point.
Yes.
We really didn't put it out there.
Yes.
You understand?
Because I mean, we here we were talking about it, RBC, because I saw it in the papers.
Right.
It's happening in Tobago.
Right.
And me liking my sport, and I like to support all the different sporting disciplines. Whether it's tennis, track and field, football, I like to show my face. Right. And tennis is a sport I like as well.
Right.
So I'm not sure if it is that you'll have a challenge there with PR.
No. I will take full responsibility for that because I'm the tournament director.
Right.
So I should have basically impressed upon the PRO. We have a very good PRO person actually. Okay. But we fell down in that regard.
You fell down in that regard. Yeah. Anybody from Tobago competing in the Davis Cup?
Is Akil too?
Akil.
Yeah.
That's only Tobagonian.
No, Joseph Cadogan as well.
Oh,
okay. He's the number one player. Yeah.
Right.
So go ahead.
And how have they been doing?
The matches are streamed live actually.
Where? On which platform?
If you go to the TAD platform, you can glean that.
That's Trinidad
and Tobago Tennis Association. Right. The matches have been very competitive. I think we were unfortunate. We lost our first two ties. Right. Today we won our doubles in the third tie. But as far as advancing, we wouldn't be able to advance this time. I think the reason is we have good players.
Right.
We don't have the necessary competitive atmosphere in terms of the amount of tournaments that you put on, national tournaments that will keep guys interested and keep fit. Typically sometimes we depend on the college players to come home, but it's not always possible for them to come because they're the ones who have been current and fit. Yeah. So actually we did host the Davis Cup in Tobago 2012. Yes. And Johansson played that year, I think, as well. Yeah.
And Johansson is now, I think he's technical something.
Yeah, with Sport TT.
Yes, with Sport TT. And I mean, how is that?
That's just fairly new now. So we basically what has happened is that, and that's moving in the right direction. We had the facility, but you have to design an organizational structure to run the facility, and basically there has to be certain things in place because it's recognized as a bronze facility. What it means is that
that's National Racket Center, right?
Yeah, it means internationally that players should be able to come there and train.
Right.
And these are international players, and they must have certain things in place.
So is it gold, silver, and bronze?
I think something to that effect.
So
yeah.
we have a bronze facility.
Yeah, and it's basically it's the only facility in the English-speaking Caribbean.
Wow.
And of that level.
So we can reach up to host like a senior ITF tour match. Right?
We can do futures.
We can do futures. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fantastic.
Yeah, actually, they did some futures prior to COVID. Some ladies futures. Right. Yeah.
And for tennis, for the tennis fraternity in Trinidad and Tobago, this is big for tennis.
Yeah,
the of the Davis Cup.
Oh yeah.
And the upcoming free ITF.
Yeah, because like I said, it's rare to have in one venue. It's rare them back to back. And I think what happened, Trinidad always has had one. We had one, and I think again we're not the only ones who are struggling. I don't think St. Vincent had theirs this year, and Barbados might have not had their under 18 section as well.
Fantastic, Dr. Angus. It's always a pleasure discussing tennis. We used to have Mr. Dinoon, Ms. Dunstan, and some people come and we'll talk about tennis. And just to hear about the state of tennis in Tobago, I think it's still good that you guys out of COVID will have had over 50 participating in the RBC, and I want to wish them all the best as they go to Trinidad for that ITF tour. Well, hopefully we'll get more information as to if we can watch it online, or if it is that we have to probably take a boat and go down and take in. Any final comments before we let you go?
Yes, I want to wish all the youngsters going down for the tournament all the best. Just give it their all. There are a couple of others that I failed to mention. Nicholas Reddy, who put up a good show in the under 18 finals here. He actually got injured. The match was going on pretty well. It was very competitive. But I think he has recovered.
Okay.
Yeah. So and there are a few others that I have mentioned, but we hope that they do. It's about the experience.
Yes.
And about learning, and then tennis is a very good sport for developing the individual in terms of self-esteem, how they organize themselves. It's a very good sport for that, and dependence on selves and to make the proper decisions and that kind of stuff. Yeah. So I wish them all the best.
I wish them, And of course, we here inside the game and Tobago Updates and Tobago Sports Live, we also wish them all the best. We cover all the sport, not just cricket, football, and track and field, but tennis as well. And congratulations to you as tournament director for coming off tournament after COVID. And I think all the different associations have been struggling to get back to where they were before COVID. Right. So all the best there. And of course, we have been chatting with Dr. Angus, the Vice President of the Tennis Association in Tobago.
No, the Crusoe Tennis Club.
The Crusoe Tennis Club. And of course, they would have recently put on that RBC Juniors Tennis Tournament at the Shaw Park courts. Right, so stay tuned. We're going to be back in about 2 minutes' time. Remember, we are interactive, informative, and entertaining. Stay tuned.
Let's go! Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us. Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us. Advertise with Tobago Updates. Call 284-6597. If you have a small or large business, we can get your information in front of the masses. Reach our rapidly growing viewership on Facebook and YouTube. Promote your brand in Trinidad and the Caribbean through M&E TV Now and Gayel. Yes, we can build unique ads for your business. Call now 284-6597 and advertise with us. Advertise with Tobago Update. Let's go!
Yes, welcome back, and thank you so much for staying with us here on Inside the Game. Remember to share the live, Tobago Sports Live and Tobago Updates. Was really a good chat there with Dr. Angus on the state of tennis here in Tobago. It wasn't really an interview on the state of tennis, but chatting about the RBC Juniors Tennis Tournament. I spoke to him about the lack of information where the Tobago public could have gone down there and taken some good tennis. Because we like to make a good line out of anything. I could have gone on my cooler and my chubby and my small tiny my cooler, yeah, and taking some of our future tennis players.
Definitely.
And it's good that coming out of a tough 2 years where a lot of persons were inside, not tennis though. Every time I pass Showpark and
they were playing, yes. I mean, as you said, it was a bit of a jealous moment because you would pass and you would see them. I mean, they would have a lot of restrictions because going down on the court, you would hear some of the restrictions that they had. Each player had to have their own balls. You couldn't touch the other person's balls. But they were still able to be outside. I was like, oh my God, I wish I were you.
Yeah, so to come and have this first major tournament put on, albeit with a few challenges, I think it's good. And to hear also of the ITF, the back-to-back ITF tours in Trinidad, that's something that, that's going to be good for the players.
I'm a tennis coach as well, right? I'm a certified play and stay tennis coach.
So many hats, boy. So many hats. Of
course.
So many hats.
Yes,
So when we speak, we know what we are speaking about because we have different backgrounds. I attended Assemblyman Kelvin Morris Sport and Family Day. I think it was Monday. And I often like to go to these events because they can win plenty like bowls, container and bowl and thing away. And cups. And one of them
Sports
and Family Day right here. It was such an amazing day.
Listen, I saw the videos and this looks so fantastic. I mean, other assemblymen would have kept certain things, but they were so official. I love the down-to-earth community base that this one has. I mean, a little football. What you mean? Is what jerseys at 14 John?
Yes, that's 14 John Gunners. He bought he was supporting Joshua James.
Right.
Yeah. But they see that team, that Eagles team there. My goodness, I see Coach Sir Gibbs.
Yes.
I rate Sir Gibbs in Nigeria. I rate Sir Gibbs. This guy's a teacher. Dedicated to his job as a teacher, but when it comes to coaching, they won the competition. Like me trying to take a ball in, I'm trying to take the ball in. But and they played some good football. It had 6 football teams, and it was really good to see the
food. That's the food.
Yes. I missed that. Then we had a burnout as well. These 2 guys, they mashed me up right to one of them Ding Ding and one is Lynch, and they were winning something really nice. So they came in, and that guy burned them out. They had to come out. He won it. This guy Selby won the burnout.
Yes. Okay.
And this team, Eagles team, coached by Sir Gibbs and the others, they would have won. They played really well. They played really well throughout the
at
day.
Those faces.
And look at that. It talk about something I like to watch, but I'm not going to be participating at all. Councillor there, Petel, Benoit Daniel, and Morris as well ended up in the Bonsi Castle. So yes, I do. This was such a really cute picture here, and it was a day of really good fun. Really good fun, and I'm hoping that other assemblymen can
take up this.
Go back in the communities, Coach Kami.
Yes, and go back. We need the community
to come out because neighbors no longer neighbors keeper.
Exactly.
You hating on a neighbor. He ain't watching out for a neighbor anymore, and that's because we have no love anymore, and we need to come back to that. And these are the things that you need to do, like a kite flying in the community,
definitely,
a cookout in the community, track and field, some kind of thing.
I may not be that old, but coming up, I would have always heard my mother say that it took, back in their day, it took a village to raise a child.
Yes.
And I really think that we need to go back to that. Yes. There is too much disparities between persons who vex with who vex. And it's leading to a lot of incidents that are leading to the death of children.
People turning a blind eye.
Yeah, people turning a blind eye because they ain't talking to that person. And I would always say that sports and stuff like this is one way that we can help curb crime.
Yes.
If it is that we can have a community coming out like this. Look at these children. Look at these children. None of them know nothing but crime.
And you know when that's going to...
Exactly. Innocent.
Innocent. And they come
these things come when the adults start teaching them this and that. And then you will see the separation start to come. This child and talking to this one.
And what I was
we need to bring this back.
What I was really happy for, majority of this sponsorship came from businesses within the community. So they gave back to the...
Fantastic. Fantastic.
Because at the end of the day, if it is that you don't get buy-in from the community, you are making no money as a businessman.
Of course.
So you come out and you support the initiative, and they will in return, come and support the business. So I was really happy to be a part of it as the host. And I want to say commendation to Assemblyman Kelvin Morris and, of course, Petal Benoit Daniel and the organizing committee. And I'm really hoping that I can be invited to other communities doing the same thing. Because for me, it's just sports, and you really want to develop youngsters. Some you might eventually find another Kelly Baptiste in one of those sports.
You never know.
You never know.
You never know.
Untapped talent.
On that untapped talent, exactly. That gem, that hidden gem.
Yeah, that hidden gem. And from one to the next, sports camp. I don't know if you are part of sports camp.
I was not a part of it this year. I was a part of sports camp approximately before the COVID period, and it was a fantastic feeling. It was fantastic to be there, being a part of the coaching experience, just being able to communicate with these kids. Then of course they would have been on holiday, so and again a chance to play whole day. Basically play whole day. This type of environment, oh my gosh, I love.
Golf, you're learning golf.
I love it. However, I was not part of it this year, and of course I missed it, but I heard it. It was a fantastic one. I heard the rain washed out some days.
Some days,
but it was successful nonetheless, and I'm glad to hear that, because of course we need to get them at this age. This is the age that we need to look at this little one, Emmanuel Smith. I'm just reading it off of this is the age that we need to get them and bring them out. Jeremiah Map, I'm gonna call them out as I see them.
I was really happy that they got certificates, because they can film this and put it up there that I took part in sports camp 2022. I've been locked down for how many years? 2.5 years, and now I'm back out. This guy,
Morgan. Trust me, you don't even have to tell me. I taught him at Signal Hill Primary School. Listen, a ball of energy. That's all I have to say. A ball of energy.
And full of chats. They were at the Moria camp. I supported there as a. You see this youngster? This
talented footballer.
Watch his face.
You know what I'm
Listen, I was so happy. I was just so happy. Just to see it, and it brought a smile to my face, knowing that we still have parents dedicated to taking the children or child to play sports. Some still using it as a daycare, drop the child off and go away.
And let's go their way.
And I will give you a story of a mom who used to do the same thing at YMCA. She will normally come and drop her child off at YMCA swimming pool to do swimming lessons. And one day, she said, let me stay around and see what's going on here. And obviously, based on the amount of weeks the child been going, the child knows to swim.
Yes.
So the coach
threw
the child in the pool. You know the mother dive into? The child goes swim, But that is not wrong. You're not wrong to see what's happening.
You're not wrong to see the developments. Yes.
Because we treat it as a daycare. But I have said before, I'd have loved to have the director or someone from the sporting division to be here tonight to talk about the success of this. How many persons in total participated? What's the next step for these youngsters who I'm sure coaches would have identified can go to the next level?
Yes.
Right? And it's always important. Communication is really, really important. Let us hear from the division. And sometimes it doesn't have to be the politician. It can be the technical person there. There's a director, there's a supervisor of coaches, and of course someone who would have actually directed the entire sport camp. But so for it to be so, they couldn't be here. But I'm still happy that we can highlight the sport camp and those who would have attended. Commendation to them, all the coordinators. But I can tell you that the best camp, voted the best camp this year, would have been Moria. Moria has voted the best camp.
Listen, I can't with you.
I wonder why it was voted as the best camp.
I cannot with you. Let me just say that. I cannot with you.
Moria camp was voted as the best camp.
All right. I'll take your word for it. I wasn't there.
I must commend the coordinator there, Mrs. Joyanne Yates Prescott.
Oh my gosh, that's my that's my sweetheart. Big up to you, Miss Joyanne, Auntie Joy, everything.
You see why? Yes, and then you had a guy called Marcus as there as well. Oh,
right. Mr. Kickins, all right. You boy, you.
So what I was really proud of, and what brought a smile to my face is how she coordinated the camp. Sometimes, as a coordinator, you are just there to ensure that person sign in and sign out, and then it have the food come on time and the water and all these different things. She would have actually sat down home, laminated name tags for every single participant.
That is the person
I know. Every single participant. So she didn't want to nobody come and say, hey, come here. Hey, you boy. Oh, yeah, girl. Call them by their names. So if you see them outside the camp, after the camp is finished,
know their names.
You know their names.
Of course.
And that is how
you can identify with them. When they come and call coach or sir, sometimes Lord forgive me, but sometimes I see them inside of the grocery, I see them here, and the coach miss, and I'm like, hey, but I have no clue where I know them from. Listen.
Like me, I know the Morgans now. If I can't pass the Morgans anyway now, you know. Not because they're miserable, but I know the name by heart now.
Yeah, nowhere it would be able to pass them.
Because of the name tags. And then what she would have done as well, she would have asked all the coaches to provide like a package to reward who we felt would have been the top boy and top girl in our discipline.
Right.
You know, so I went in a gift store, bought a nice bag, bought some nice stuff, and I packaged it. That was something I have never seen others
do.
And that is
the type of person that Joyanne is. And she's one of the persons that I really look up to. Two persons that I really look up to, Miss Joyanne and Coach Brian Brown.
Okay, Brian.
Two persons that I really look up to. Yes. Talking about that, I really have to call Auntie Joy. It's been a minute since I've spoken to Auntie Joy, but I really did see her pictures and like on the floor working and stuff. And I know definitely once she's around, those kids are in good hands.
Quality.
Look at that's it, fella.
Look at that. Who's that? That person.
Boy, you really love yourself, yes?
That person look familiar, boy. Yeah.
I love it.
You know, so and then the most impressive thing, she would have contacted the Child Protection Unit, I think. It was Child Protection Unit. Or CSI, I think Child Supervision. Forgive me, but it's something to do with children.
With children,
right?
Yes.
And they came and they did like sometime when what we would have done when he had the rain, we would have done fun stuff under the tent.
And on
that day, she would have called in the Child Protection Unit to talk about good touch and bad touch.
Innovative, very innovative.
So I'm saying, Mariah, best camp.
All right, I'll give you that one. Only because of Auntie Joy and not because of the other person.
We already signed contract for next year, didn't we? Yeah. First we come big and nice.
Because bringing a girl now, boy. What's wrong with you? But there she is. This is the photo that I saw.
Yes, exactly. Yes. This was the very first day, and we were doing, of course, introducing ourselves to the participants. This is Mr. Skeet, one of the cricket coaches, leading the warm-up here.
Yes.
And utilize the facility. My goodness, who's that guy again, boy? That guy, but utilize the facilities and ensure that the teacher and they're spending to maintain the ground and so nobody utilize.
Has enough space, enough facilities. We have facilities here, We do. We have facilities here. Some of them just need to be maintained properly and be utilized properly.
And because Dr. Angus and we spoke about the tennis courts in every community with the hard courts. But who is playing tennis in the communities? And that's so important. So commendation to all persons involved in this sports camp, and this is something that of course we're looking to wrap up, and I wanted to talk about this. And when I saw it, I used one of my caps, and I think we got immediate attention to it, and I'm hoping that it comes true. This is a very young, talented individual looking to get some funding to go up to an event later. I think next month, this month Yes, Mr. Jacob Cox, and it reached a point where his parents had to put up a GoFundMe. In Trinidad and Tobago, where we have Bermudas, we have Carib, we have all these different businesses.
Sponsoring all these parties for you to go and wind down.
Thank you very much.
Sponsor something proper, yes.
Trying to do something meaningful, because as I said before, we are trying to get the youngsters to get out of this mindset that is on the block yard to go or look up to somebody on the corner.
Exactly.
The parents, they felt that they couldn't get support from probably the NGB or the government. They decided that, hey, you see, this guy, I think he can make something of himself. let us try our GoFundMe. And I saw it, and I passed on the information, and I'm told that chairman of the sport company is now in touch with the parents, and I'm hoping that he gets the necessary funding and he can go out there.
Me as well, because these are the persons that we have to put our money into. These are the persons that they are going to better our tomorrow.
Yeah, of course,
you know. So
because in triathlon, I've said it before. I think we pay a lot of attention on running and of course some field events, but the triathlon and the different, even rowing, I think if we put some more attention on those not so popular sports, we can produce a lot of medals, people who go on the podium in those events. I am a Phyllis Chow. Yeah, she's the only person I would have in the row, and she's on the senior side, right? There are so many strong,
strong men and women. Can do
that events, can do and win those. And so we just more focus on track and field and not really paying attention to those sports. Triathlon is another one.
You see, we have a mindset, and I'll use food in this sense. You're accustomed to something. You don't want to try anything new.
Yes.
That's the kind of mindset that we have here. Yes, you don't want to step outside your comfort zone. Yeah. But sometimes we need to. You don't know what you will excel in. There are so many other sports. Listen, basketball, football, cricket, those are the main things. Popular. But there are so many other things that you can branch into.
And it says a lot about the associations too, and the entities of those disciplines. If it is that you can market your sport and make your sport attractive enough, you can still pull people. Because at the end of the day, it's still a career. It is still a career, and I'm meaning you can make a lot from. Look at that. You go to the Olympics and you pelt a javelin and you win a gold. You get a house, your face on a plane, and you are like king. You understand where I'm coming from? So, Mr. Cox, and to the parents, I wish you guys all the best in your funding. And as we wrap, this is another feel-good moment.
That is doing fantastic.
And I'm happy that she's getting support in cricket. She's doing the support in cricket, you know. She's based at the Florida University, Florida International University. And just the last CPL, she was the strength and conditioning coach for the Jamaica St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots.
Yes.
She's from right in Tobago.
Right from this small island. Yeah.
That's Asia Joseph. And she's a swim coach. She's a swim coach.
Yes.
And to see her doing this thing on the international stage.
Went to school right here, went to UTT. Listen.
Look at this. This is
right here.
Brilliant. And so Asia, all the best to you. You know, she's now coach, strength and conditioning coach of the West Indies Under-19 women team. Yep. So they are now preparing for that inaugural World Cup.
Marcus is running out for this. So.
Well, yeah. Well, you see, the only thing I need to do now is go to the beach and take a swim. But I've been practicing. And if it is you need to see me in my hoochie shorts, you can come out there on the 14th of August and support Team Division of Education, Research and Technology. I'll be out there. In fact, I am running the most important leg.
The last leg?
I'll be anchoring the team.
Listen.
You know? And I told them anyone pull us up or doesn't hand me the baton with a lead, licks what I say, boy. Yeah, they ain't there. You had to give me a lead. Give me a little lead, man. But yeah, we're still looking for persons interested within the division. I mean, we got some names, but I told them you have to do a trial. You have to do a trial because they will tell me that you used to run. I want to see you run. You know?
Let me put a particular person on the spot. Call Carissa Jacob.
No, well, we call her first.
Serious?
But she said that she may be out of the country and she may not be able to attend.
Okay,
that was the first person we called, you know, because I saw her running for was Masters when they had the sport in the stadium. And I mean,
it's not Masters, no?
Was over something.
I don't think it was Masters. I think it was over 20. She was running within over 20 years.
But yeah, I've been putting in the work. I've been working on my start, you know, and I'm trying to work on my top end speed now. But you know, I'm trying to work to really get inside
there.
Oh
my goodness.
But it's going to be a good day. It's a Mason Hall Police Club
Mason Hall, yes.
Juvenile Athletic Championship, and they would have invited some of the divisions to participate.
Which I found was a very good idea. Bring in the others, let it be fun. I mean, it's gonna be fun. There is cash to be won, people.
$1,000.
You win a whole $1,000. You split that within your four. I mean, the anchor might have to get a little bit less. A little bit more, sorry. You say I want to pay my boy less. Oh
I
my.
told him to ensure to have cert and the EHS on standby right on the end.
Yeah.
You know, because a lot of, not me, a lot of persons who pull up no way, you know. When we have basketball summer camp, always good to see Kerry and the stuff. This is Elite Eagles. Yes. So they will start their camp. That's come next week, August 8th to 12th. 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. So coming out of sports camp, you have more sports activities.
More camps coming out. And of course.
Junior netball training, 7, they always start from 7 to 13. I wonder why. But anyhow, 9 a.m.
7 is usually the age
when they calm down.
They are a little bit outside, that's very hyper, and then now start to listen. So even with me, I usually say I want them from 7. Now if they're 6 years old and they can take instructions, that's fine. Yeah. But they are a little bit structured. They're starting to get there at 7.
Well, I guarantee that I have one day, I think, from 10 years, because just me, the kind of pace that she's going with it, I think I'm going to sign up for the gymnastics in the way. By this girl have too much energy way. But yeah, 7 ain't bad. But yeah. So we have, tell me, we spoke about this of ESD. This one coming up in September, the day after Republic Day.
Yes.
The second annual tag team Ironman Classic Triathlon. So that's something that other persons will look forward to as well. Maybe Cox will participate in that. And then we have this super shot. I'm told that it's probably already oversubscribed. I have a number of teams going to be participating in this netball event. And they normally not train, but they have a sweat every Wednesday called Come Let We Sweat Now.
It's Wednesday or Monday?
Well, it should be Monday, I think Wednesday. But I think after COVID, they move it back to Monday.
Oh, okay. You
know? So they have turned that into a competition now. So
right.
It's no longer a sweat. You have some money to win in this.
Love it. These are the things that we need.
Bring
back, as we have been saying, bring back the sports in the community. Bring it out there. Give the people the experience. Let them come out sweat.
Yeah.
Take a sweat. It keeps you active, which is obviously healthy for you. You get to discover untapped talent, those hidden gems, and those who are already there. You get to practice. Build your abilities. Build your talent.
Well, of course, and there's nobody can convince me that sport is not the way.
Of course.
In so many ways.
Of course.
Health-wise, it can help you with academics as well. So many different things that, it's so many benefits from sport that persons who are not participating are not too sure why.
A person lost me as a customer because once they said to me that sports made no sense. That was the last time I ever went to their establishment.
Yeah, wow.
You can never tell me that sports makes no sense. Not because we're not doing what physics, well, to you, we're not doing physics. Exactly. Because listen to me, in sixth form, when you have to do biomechanics and you have to go through all those things. Listen, I hated biomechanics so much. And right now I'm teaching at Signal Hill Secondary. And we have to teach biomechanics. Lord, help me.
That's it, yes. And of course, we lost this Miss Lorna. Umpire, she was the only female umpire here in Tobago at the time, and you know, it's always sad when we lose some of the familiar faces suddenly. You know, they didn't give us a time to really, you know, expect. You know, it just happens.
It just happened.
You know, and yeah, condolences to her as well. And some people will say they're going to a better place, and no, there's no more pain. You know, the hurt will be there, especially for close friends and family. But sometimes in the long run, it's probably the best thing. So
better thing, yeah.
So it goes. Like, all the more reason to just live.
Yes,
enjoy life.
Enjoy life day by day. Enjoy life. Make sure you are happy. Make sure your families are happy. Just enjoy life. You only live once. You
only live. Yeah, you only live once. Coming wonderful program again.
Of course.
You know, we kept within time. We kept within time.
Last week I saw you were here by yourself, and of course I had to log on. Of course I had to watch, although I couldn't be here in person. And I saw you went till after 9. I said, I wonder why. I wonder why.
Oh my gosh, you know, we don't want to talk in sport and the story gets sweet and again. Let's keep talking. But let me thank Dr. Angus for coming tonight, and of course all those would have been you know, in tune online on Tobago Sports Live and Tobago Updates. We thank you always for your support. Big up Asha James,
Of course. Big up Asha James. Chase out to Canaan.
Yeah, man.
Asha, big up yourself. We had her on a couple. weeks ago.
Yeah.
Quite a few weeks ago.
Yes,
and of course, she would have encouraged Tobagonians to work hard and so forth. She shared in her journey coming up in football. And of course, she's doing well.
Yeah.
Doing well. There's her stats.
The definition of a really hard worker. You know, and I want to wish her all the best, you know, in her future endeavors. Yeah. So, Kami, wonderful program once again. You know, and you know, always look forward to the business of sport. Next week we have some big interviews lined up next week, and we're of course going to share more about that in the coming week. I also have a big Winball cricket competition to announce soon. Stay tuned for that. It's going to be the biggest ever Winball cricket tournament to hit Tobago. So persons, get ready, go and buy your bats, get your teams ready, get your uniforms, and spread the word. It's the biggest ever Winball cricket tournament to happen here in Tobago. Brought to you by the Kinamana Court Sports Club, and of course directed by yours truly, Mr. Cricket. Yes? Wonderful. Yes.
All right, Tobago, so that's it for tonight. Another beautiful show, another beautiful show, another beautiful Thursday night. Of course, we look forward to bringing more to you, more interaction, more entertainment. and informing you, of course. We look forward to bringing this to you again another week. I'm your girl, Kamisia, and of course, we have
Mr. Cricket. Yes.
And that's it for tonight.
Stay safe out there.
Yes, guys.
Let's go!